Well, welcome, fellow diamond painters. Good morning. Yeah, this is the second video for me. This one's just going to be, babble, just so I can get through this next area here that I'm finishing up so I can get started back on the right side. It's 7:18 a.m. I've been up since about 2:30. Not diamond painting, just on the computer a little bit and watching some more CSI. I really enjoy that. It's Saturday morning, Saturday a.m., 2023 of December. And my day is going to start out at about 1 o'clock, meeting my mother up at the grocery store, and then we're going to do grocery shopping. And oh, that's going to be fun because I can't wait till that's over and done with so I can get home and finish cleaning up some things I want to clean up. I want to get my refrigerator cleaned. I watched a video, well, not a video, but I had seen it on Facebook or something, and it was a year or more ago when I was trying to reorganize my kitchen, and people were using cheapy placemats, plastic placemats, on their glass shelves in the refrigerator, and then that way when you spilled something you could just drag it out or wipe it off a little bit, drag it out and wash it and not have all the spills in your refrigerator. So I've got several. They don't all match, but you know what? There's no decorating, in the refrigerator. I mean, who's going to look at it and go, oh, you can't even match, the decor in there. I have a few that have apples on it, and then I have another set or so that is got coffee on the placemats. And some of them I may have to trim to fit, but I want to put them in my refrigerator and save me all that extra cleaning and scrubbing that I've had to do over the last few years. It's just getting to it. That's the thing. I hate cleaning out a refrigerator. It's a pain. I have to decide what I'm going to make for supper today. Last night I made chicken parm and a butternut squash, and then I made my own coleslaw. So that was a good meal. I haven't had breakfast yet, of course. I usually don't eat until about 8 or 9 o'clock. So I figured I'd do a little bit of a video of WIP SIP. I do have just a little bit left of my coffee, and I thought about starting out with some tea the next time, because I bought this new coffee. It's by Folgers. It's instant coffee, of course. It's called Noir, Noir. I had never seen it before, and it was pretty reasonable for a jar of it. I usually have Nescafe or I forget what the other one is. Taster's Choice, I think. But I thought I'd try this one. I saw it at Giant Eagle, and I bought it, and naturally mine's all caffeinated. I don't care for the decaf. It's not strong enough. I love strong coffee. And this coffee is really good. Not sponsored, but it's real good. And I mean, some people don't like restaurant coffee because it sits on the burners, forever. And sometimes you'll get a burnt taste or something. But it reminds me of restaurant coffee without the burnt taste or something. It's just that strong, good flavor. And I'm not suggesting everybody run out and buy it, but if you want to try some, hey, give it a try and see if you like it. I really enjoy it. I like this the boldness of it. And the only kind I saw is with it's the medium roast or something, and it gets as far as people liking it and things, it gets like about a 4.7 on the taste scale or whatever. So I guess, and I didn't know that till after I bought it. I just happened to see it, and I've bought Folgers numerous times. And I thought, well, I'll give it a try, and it's only been out a couple years, I guess. There's a possibility other people have already tried it, and I'm late to the game, as per usual. Right now, let's see, it is 54 degrees right now. And they said that we're supposed to hit about 58 or 60 today. Yesterday it was about 62 degrees in December. But then apparently temperatures are going to plummet come Sunday. And they said some kind of storm, and by Sunday night, snow. So I guess this is the last day, to enjoy, that mild, winter month coming climate. So how's the weather out where all you're at? I don't even know where most of my subscribers are from. They, if you comment on this video, let me know, just tell your state. You don't have to say what city or anything. I know there's a couple, I think one from Sweden and areas like that, outside of the country. Let me know what your weather's like. Put a state in and what your weather's like that day or something. So at least I know, I'm in Ohio, and as far as weather goes, it changes from a blink of an eye. Boom, it's different. That was one of the sayings they used to say anyway, is if you don't like the weather in Ohio, stick around, and in about 5 seconds it'll change, So it will. And okay, let's see. I talked about my antiques and things. I showed the picture of my Sheena in that one photo yesterday, and you saw my piano, which I think the year on that piano was, I think it was 1901. It's been a lot of years for me to remember. The Victrola, I'm not sure. It had some kind of date somewhere on it, and I had numerous 78s, some by Al Jolson, some big bands from the 1900s, early 1900s. I love that Victrola. And in my kitchen, or also in that parlor, I had that. I had what they call a lyre table, and I may have some photos. That's what I was wondering, if anybody really wants to see, since this is a pet theme, I can always start gathering up the photos that I do have of some of my antiques. My kitchen stove on tall legs, my square head refrigerator. If I have some clear photos, I'm not sure. They may be from a messy kitchen, and you'll get a glimpse of the stove and the refrigerator. And I wasn't taking photos to commemorate. I did do videotaping back then in case of a fire, you know, and but I don't think I can show a videotape. It'd be kind of hard to do that, you know, of what I had. The lyre table is one that looks like it has a harp, a lyre, you know, a harp in its base. And, you know, I had several antiques upstairs and down, you know, from lamps, hurricane lamps, to furniture and stuff. But when I left that relationship, which was, I don't want to say volatile, but it was not pleasant. And that was a 12-room house, and I left everything. I took, you know, what I could load into a U-Haul. Since I was moving to a smaller place, I couldn't take everything. I do have my antique dishes, the complete set. I have a silver set, tea service, coffee service thing. I have those. I have some smaller antique knickknacks and such. I have some Depression ware, you know, things that I could tote easily, you know, because there was no way I could lift and carry, you know, an antique refrigerator that weighed as much as a Diebold safe. And it did. Very, very heavy refrigerator. I love antiques. I've always loved antiques. And, you know, I don't know if anybody else, you know, likes them. I haven't, you know, asked anybody on my channel, you know, if there's anybody out there who likes antiques. And I get nostalgic, you know, when I go on Facebook. Sometimes they'll show like a Christmas tree, and it has that color wheel. You know, I had one of those too. We used to put it out in that house. You know, we put the tree up and run the color wheel, and I wasn't trying to live in the past. The past just kind of snuck in. And it was, you know, I mean, I still had modern stuff, but I remember when I got that stove, my boyfriend then got it for me for about $50, and this thing was immaculate. Tall legs, cream with green marble trim, black porcelain handles. I made my first homemade, completely from scratch, Thanksgiving dinner on that stove. And it took hours. There was no thermostat in that oven. You had to hang some kind of little temperature gauge in it so you knew you had the temperature right. The serial number on that stove was 2. It was made by the Detroit Vapor Stove Company, of which there are no records, because I tried to find the company. They had been defunct for many, 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 many years. And one day, my boyfriend and I were going through this older house, looking to see if there were any antiques going to be available. And, you know, they said go ahead and go through it. They were going to demolish the house. And up in the attic, we happened to, there was no lights, so we had a flashlight, and we just happened to see off in the corner another stove by the Detroit Vapor Stove Company, and the serial number on it was 1. And it was the exact image of mine, except this one that we saw was oil burning, kerosene or whatever they had. It had that extra little thing on the side. Needless to say, we couldn't get that stove. When they knew it was up there, they knew how old it was, and the fortune they wanted for it. No, I wouldn't have, even if I'd have bought it, I wouldn't have bought it to use. There's no way I could operate something like that. But yeah, serial number 1, so it was the sister, to mine. Let's see. They had a few other antiques in there, but nothing that I could deal with. And I have a few in here, I have some old cups and saucers that came from my stepmother that was brought over from Germany that belonged to her mother. And I can show 1 or 2 of those later on. They are all different. There's 4 or 5 of them. And over there, apparently, she said then, when her mother was younger, when they'd serve coffee and such, or tea, or whatever they served, each person that was visiting would get their own cup and saucer. It would be different. They wouldn't have a set. Now, that's what she told me. And, when she passed, before she passed, she kept saying all the time, I want to make sure you take these. Don't let anything happen to them. And when she passed, I got them, and they're sitting on my hutch. So I have those. I have some old Planters Peanuts, little gadgets, and I used to have a whole huge collection of salt and pepper shakers. I don't have those anymore. Like I said, I grabbed what I could grab and skedaddle out of that house. So there's numerous things in my shed that I have to clean out and get rid of, and I'd like to bring my depression wear in, and I wanted to do it this summer or toward the fall, and then my daughter ended up injuring, breaking her ankle, and there was no way I can do it myself, because I was going to stand at the shed and hand to her what I was getting rid of, and she would take it to the front of the home and set it there for free, let people just go through it. I do have an antique phone stand in there that I want to clean up and maybe bring back in and try and see if I can find a spot for it. It's not one of the metal ones like my grandmother had, the kind where you set the phone on and it curves and you can sit and you put your phone book in, and some of you that are as old as me or around that age know what one of those are. And I have it's out in the shed. The wardrobe that I have is in my daughter's room. It's cedar-lined wardrobe. It's old. I'm trying to think what other antiques I might have brought in. I think most of mine, except for, the knickknacks and stuff, the larger items are in my shed. And I have to get them out of there and bring them in. And it's just, getting to it. It's just, the shed is ready to explode. If it was rubberized, the sides would be bowing out by now. And I don't want to leave that mess for my daughter. If something happens to me, I want to clean it out. Then all she's got to do, is, I have all the containers out there, the big plastic bins and such, so that she can, they're labeled, says exactly what's in them, and then that way it doesn't hinder her from, having to go through and sort through all that stuff. I want to get it all sorted out. I have old crime magazines. I think I still have some old metal toys. And I have a couple little cameras, little teeny mini cameras that on the back of comic books, they'd, say, oh, get this little miniature camera and it takes a little film. Yeah, it does. And I even have the film, but I'm sure it's no good anymore. But I have a couple of them. They came with a little case and little rolls of film, which are out there. It's like I never knew what my boyfriend was going to bring in the house. He'd be out cleaning other people's sheds out and, whatever jobs that they did. And he'd find little odds and ends, little nicky knacks, something like that. So that's, probably enough talk about that stuff. I keep trying to think of different subjects to talk about. It's like I don't want to bore anybody. I don't want to repeat, and be repetitious. I think my mouth is not working this morning. And I want to be unusual and odd. That's me anyway. Unusual and odd. I love. Oops, sorry about that. I love having different diamond paintings that maybe somebody else doesn't have, or something that they like and they haven't seen before. That's why I like this one. I had never seen it. Like I said, my daughter was the one that found it on Facebook, and it traveled here. She thought it was cute. So do I. I love the colors. I think I may have, and I'll have to look through my other paintings, I may have another painting by this person, by this Patterson. I'd have to look and see, because I rarely pay attention to the artist unless it's like a Spangler or a Pinson or that Kazanoff, Mary Kazanoff, I think it is, that does all the animals. I really like her animals. The only thing that bothers me with hers, other than I think the pasta puppy I did, is I don't care for partials all that much. They're too simplistic as far as I'm concerned. I want something with more difficulty. I want something that will challenge me. That's what Pinson does. That's what Spanglers do. And the bigger the better. I was also thinking that by the end of December, what I might do, and that's if anybody, wants me to, I would have to put a poll up or a vote or something. I would like to do a year in review, is pull out all my diamond paintings that I have done. Not all my teeny tiny ones or something like that, but just pull out all the paintings that I have done since February and call it my year in review and just show them on camera what I've done. There's large ones, there's medium ones, in case there's anybody out there who hasn't seen or doesn't go back on my videos, to look at them or anything. And I'll just call it my year in review and see if you're all interested in seeing what I've diamond painted. I may go ahead and do that. So they're all rolled up, in boxes, in the original boxes they came in. They're all rolled, except for like the 30 by 40s, which I don't have tons of those. I mostly did larger paintings. I'm looking for a color here. Okay, 55. Anyway, they're rolled, and they're in the original boxes. And I also have, some, like I said, in the portfolios. And I thought I would go ahead and, maybe do that right before New Year's to give you my year in review. So it's up to y'all what you want to see. I mean, hey, give me suggestions if you have any. What you'd like me to talk about or what you'd like, to see. I don't have any teaching skills. I don't tell anybody, what products to use. I use glue dots. That's my thing. I've been using the glue dots for 6-8 months, some maybe longer, because I've tried everything from tape to putty to tacky stuff, Gorilla Tack and all that stuff. None of it seems to work for me as well as my glue dots. So, and what's nice about the glue dots is they are already pre-circled. They're cut. I don't have to sit there and snip off something and try to get it in there in the pen. And one of the most satisfying things I found with the glue dots is I get to hear that snap. And I'm not into ASMR because I don't even know what the hell it is. But I like the snapping sound because to me, it makes me feel like I've got it on there. It's this part of the enjoyment of diamond painting for me. So, it depends on what you want, what you like using. I saved all the wax that I've gotten through different kits and stuff, and I don't like it. I don't use it, but it's there. My daughter uses wax. It works for her. And that's what I mean. Same household, and, everybody's different. But, this is the one I've found that works for me and continues to work for me. So, look, almost 30 minutes. That's not too bad. Let's see. I'm going to have breakfast pretty soon. I think I'll make some scrambled eggs. And if I mention the word breakfast around the puppy, he goes out of his mind. He usually gets an egg for breakfast. Ordinary, plain, You know, no salt, no butter, just a, you know, regular scrambled egg, and he loves it. Then at 5 o'clock he eats his dinner, which is, you know, his dog food. So, but he loves the idea of breakfast. He thinks that's the best thing since sliced bread for him. I start cooking in the kitchen, and boy, if he's not in his puppy cage, and he's not, it doesn't matter if he's sound asleep, he hears me in the kitchen. And the one thing that really gets him running is if I make boiled eggs, and I go to crack a boiled egg, I just crack it, and I turn around and didn't even know he was there. He just zoomed from wherever he's at. Eggs are one of his favorite, and I don't like him having a lot of them, because they say they can, but for his size, he should only have maybe a half an egg every day or every other day. But he's doing good. He'll eat you out of house and home if he could, for just being a little one. So I guess I'm going to, oh, excuse me, I'm getting clogged up here. Hopefully you're all we'll have a good Sunday. Not sure what like I said, that I'll make for dinner today. I got to get to the grocery store later and figure it out from there. Maybe some stir fry or something. I love veggies, so maybe I'll make a big stir fry in my wok. I really like that, and it's easy, and all them vegetables are definitely filling. So, well, I'm just about done with this section. I don't have a ton of it left to do, and it's mostly color blocking in groups of different colors. So I want to get it done. I'm going to get me another cup of coffee, or I may make me some Chinese tea. I do like my Oriental tea, and it's very soothing. So I will, listen to what y'all have to say. Let me know about the painting and review. Let me know what state you're in and how your weather is right now. It'd be interesting to read. And I'm sure the other commenters would like to know too, who they're responding to. So, give a quick comment. Let me know where you're at. So, y'all have a good day. Have a good Sunday. If you're going to church, pray for whatever you need, whatever's good for you. And be safe traveling if you're going somewhere on Sunday. Just have a very pleasant, easy, relaxing day. Hugs to you all. Love you all. And I'll be back at you when I get started to the other side. So have a good one. Hugs. DP Crazy Lady. I'm out.